Perisic.
Well, good morning, Judge and Commissioners Court. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak. I am here to support the lowering of election sites from our college campuses. When I was in college, just to add to the great statistics that our great county judge shared earlier, I lived in Dallas County, and yet I went to college in Ellis County. And so that was not a place that I would have used to vote. I had to go home to vote. And so looking at this, I think it's a little bit insane that we've made this such a fight that we would be putting sites that have sites less than a mile away, such as the sub-courthouse, and we're focusing on issues where we could have a student at TCC who also lives in Parker County that's going to have to go home to vote anyway. Meanwhile, we've got voters who actually do need help at the polls, our senior citizens, those who are disabled. And rather than prioritizing, sites that are actually going to help reduce voter suppression, such as our senior citizen centers all across Tarrant County, we are giving in to really is just a political plot from our failed news sources such as Star Telegram to attack our great elected officials once again. And so I'm looking at this and I'm looking at the facts that as we see a very small number of college students who are actually going to vote, we are giving into this narrative that's saying that this Commissioner's Court is somehow doing something to suppress the vote. And I just want to set the record straight that that's absurd. Anyone who would partner with that narrative has a political agenda, and that's simply it. When realistically, we have a real opportunity to make sure that Senator Royce West said it best, we might have an increased number of voters coming out in 2024. We have a real opportunity to help out our senior citizens, to help out those who are disabled by making sure that they have access in some areas that aren't at college campuses. And I love the comment, if you've ever tried to park at UTA, you recognize this is not a good option for our senior citizens. This is not a good option for those who are disabled and have a hard time getting around. And so I fully support the idea of reducing the number of voting sites on our college campuses, focusing and prioritizing on fair and safe access to the polls for those who are senior citizens, those who are disabled, and making sure that across our county we're prioritizing having a fair number of those polling locations in areas that don't already have them, rather than bending a knee to this ridiculous narrative that once again the failed Star Telegram is putting out. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Following is Ms. Perisic here. Mary Perisic. Not sure how to pronounce it, but apparently not.